continue the ongoing conversation about reminding our people about sensitizing our people on the need for them to wake up, because we, like I've said many times, we've been sleeping and that sleep is enough. It is time to wake up and begin to demand what is our right. It is time to wake up and begin to remind our leaders that it is their responsibility to look after us. That's why we have voted them into positions of authority. My people, the last time I spoke, I did talked about people, God, and leadership. Today, I'm going to speak on the issue of leadership, the people, and the institutions. That's what I'm going to talk about today. The people, leadership, and institutions. My people, I've said many times that for any country to be able to, for people to be able to live a better life in any country, it's about the kind of leaders they have in that country. And that for leaders to be able to do what is necessary, they need to be leaders that believes in the rule of law. And the rule of law has to do with the institutions that operate in that country. I'm going to speak about Nigeria again today, which I've always done. My talk is always about Nigeria and Africa, because I know very strongly, because I've said it here many times, that I'm convinced that when Nigeria gets it, Africa will have no choice than to just get it right as well. And so I emphasize very strictly on Nigeria each time I talk, because of the role strategically Nigeria has got to play in Africa. However, it is sad enough to know that Nigeria is actually not playing that role. And this is as a result of the kind of leaders Nigerians have had over the years. My people, when we talk about leadership, the people, and the institutions, we are basically talking about the rule of law that operates in that country. In the last 48 hours or thereabout, I heard people talking about, in Nigeria, talking about a court, verdict that was given out in the Supreme Court of Nigeria about election matters, where the victors were actually praising the president, that they want to thank him for not, coming into the issues, or rather interfering in the issues. Let me use that language. The issues of the judiciary, when the Supreme Court actually sat for that election matters. What that basically tells you is that that society is sick, that society is dysfunctioning, because where you have strong institutions, people will not be talking in that manner, that they want to thank the president for allowing the judiciary to take its course, for allowing the judges to rule by their, the way they've ruled. It shows that what that means is that before now, the presidency have actually interfered in the work of the judiciary, and that's not good for a country. That shows that the country judiciary is in danger. And when we talk about institutions, judiciary is one major part of a country's institution, one very vital part of the institutions. We have the armed forces as an institutions, we have the civil servants as institutions, we have other institutions too, but if you ask me, I would say the judiciary is one major and most important part of the institutions of a country, because it is when the judiciary is strong that laws will be made for people rather than for all the people, rather than for a few. When the judiciary is strong, the people will respect the rules and of the country and the laws in that country, and so because they know that when you have a strong institutions and for any reason you decide to break the law, the full law will be brought upon you. Wrath of the law will be brought upon you, and because of that, people will respect the law. But when you have a society where people are not thanking the president for allowing the Supreme Court to take its verdict, it shows a very high, serious level of deficiency and decadence in the system. What that basically means, like I've said before, is that the presidency has actually been interfering in the judicial affairs of that country. And that's not good, because it scares away potential investors. Because anyone who wants to come and invest in your country, like I've said many times, if he or she gets to know that the institutions, most importantly, the judiciary is not strong in your country, they tend to scare away, because apparently they have this perception that their money will not be safe in your country. And any businessman who feels that his money is not safe wherever he or she wants to invest the money will not go there. And so it is imperative to have a strong institutions, just so people will begin to feel safe to come to your country, invest in your country, and live in your country. In the case of Nigeria, the whole world, the entire world knows as we speak today, I've said that many times, institutions are broken in Nigeria. And if you ask me, they are even dead. And the most worrisome part of it is that the most important part of the institutions is the judiciary. The judiciary today in Nigeria, if we all want to tell ourselves the truth, is now buy and sell judiciary, where the highest bidder actually goes home with victory. That's not the country. That's not how to run the country. And these issues are having a very adverse effect on the economy of the country. And that's why the people are suffering. That's one of the reasons why these people are suffering. And the fact that leaders who believe that they are above the law, which is common in Nigeria, everyone knows that in Nigeria and most parts of Africa, that there are certain people who are actually above the law, because they know that when they do stuff, they get away with it. Nobody's going to question them. And so, as a result, they just do whatever they like. And they get away with it. It's been happening. It's still happening. And so it's sad. It's sad that this is where we have found ourselves. But we can actually fix that country. Nigeria is fixable. The only way and we can get that fixed is when people begin to have a change of mind. People begin to think differently, begin to have what we call passion for the country. Patriotism begins to go at the highest peak, then the country will begin to turn around. Nigeria has what it takes to turn around. It's just a question of having the right people in the right places in Nigeria. As we speak today, my people, Nigeria is in dire need of leadership. I've said that many times. The men we currently have running Nigeria today, for me, they have no clue about what's going on in Nigeria. They have no clue about how to lead people. They have no clue about governance. They're just there for the big names. That's why the country seems not to be having a central direction. Otherwise, for someone who's been in the saddle for about 6 or 7 months now, if I have my records right, there should be, some kind of, roadmap where people will be saying, oh, this is where we're going. As we speak now, everything seems to be in a closed situation. Nobody knows where we're going, and it's sad, my people. But I've always said this. For country to be good, the people must rise up to the occasion. The people must understand what their rights are. It is when you know your right that you can demand for your right. If you don't know your right, someone can decide to free your right as much as they want and get away with it because you don't know what's your right. But when you know your right, then you can demand for your right. In the case of us in Nigeria, most of us don't even know our rights, and the society, the leadership is happy for it because they know that's how they get away with all the things they do, because they know what people don't know their rights, and they tend to use poverty as a weapon against the people, because when the people are poor and they have the economic power of the people is at its lowest ebb, then you can actually manipulate them, and that's what's happening in Nigeria. So my people, we must wake up. We must begin to demand for good leadership. That is the only way out. I've said here. Let me quickly speak about what's happening in Edo State, Nigeria, where I'm from. Elections is coming up there this year. I've told Edo people, everybody should shine your eyes. Let us, because what you put in your cooking gas, like I said the last time, is what you are going to eat at the end of the day. You're going to expect to cook rice and want to come and eat chicken. It's not going to happen. So Edo people should wake up and look for the best man or woman, or whoever, to be in Osadebe Avenue come November this year. Otherwise, if they've made the mistake of voting in another person that will come and make life even more miserable for them, they will have themselves to blame. And so for me, I'm appealing to the people of those states to look and look very well, and then make sure that whoever is coming to seek for their support should be somebody that they can actually, believe in, somebody they don't know has got a track record of what he's been doing before or what he's about to do, and then they can begin to key into such a candidate's programs. Other than that, if they do it the other way around, they might have themselves to blame. The people of Edo State and indeed Nigerians and in larger spectrum Africa have actually suffered enough, and the only way these sufferings can actually be eliminated is when we begin to vote in the right leaders into strategic positions in Nigeria and in Africa. My people, I greet you all again. If you find my message interesting, if it makes some sense to you, please do find a way to share it, like it. Let's know what your thoughts are. Let's together do this together. We can do this together. I've always said this. Social media is a powerful tool if properly used for the right reasons. Thank you for listening to me again. God bless you all. God bless Nigeria. God bless Africa. Bye for now, and cheers.